Good afternoon, everyone. Happy May Day. I'm Robin Wilhoit. We are so happy you're here streaming on WBIR. So we don't have a full 3 o'clock show today, but we do have a fun weekend ahead. I had the opportunity to sit down with one of the co-founders of New to Knox. If you're not familiar with it, it's essentially a hub. It's social media sites. It's a website of places and things that you can do in Knoxville, and we want to get you ready for the weekend. With that, this is my conversation with co-founder Emily Stooksbury. Take a listen. Emily, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you. Okay, so it's Thursday, even though you're watching this on a Friday, folks. It's Thursday. We're recording it. But we are so excited about the weekend. We had to get a jump start on Thursday to talk about Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And who better to talk to than Emily Stooksbury? Once again, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, what can I get into this weekend? Let's go ahead and start with Friday and Saturday.
It's the best weekend.
Okay.
Literally. Okay, so Friday, Outlandish Festival kicks off.
This is crazy. We did a story on this yesterday, just a little tidbit on it, and it piqued my interest and then scared me at the same time. Explain, please.
Well, I was out of town last year when it happened because I was the first year they've ever done it was last year.
Okay.
So I'm going to go this weekend for the first time. I'm very excited.
Okay.
But they have like crazy stuff, like not ziplining, slacklining things. They have live music. There's going to be like a man. I don't know. There's like crazy things happening.
Okay, that's a tease right there. Just that
water
right there.
It's like the only one who's ever done it. Okay, is that enough of a tease?
Okay.
I don't know what it's called. But
Are they doing rappelling too?
They're doing rappelling. There's any type of outdoor adventure you want to see, I think is happening this weekend at IMES, legitimately.
And it truly is the perfect place because you are smack dab in the wilderness, which always is crazy to me. Then you're like a mile away from downtown.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is something that people are going to have a blast one way or the other, whether you take part or just watch, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I hear.
Okay. Well, we'll have to have you, after you experience it, come back and give us the rundown on that.
Next year I'll have all the details, yeah.
Okay. What else do we have going on?
Friday is First Friday, which is always fun downtown. I live right downtown. It comes alive on First Fridays.
Yeah, for people who aren't familiar with First Fridays, what is it like? What is it? What do they do?
I always say to start at the 100 block and then see where the wind takes you because the Emporium is my favorite spot to go on First Fridays. They always have a new exhibits out, art. A lot of places will have live music. They'll have snacks. It feels like downtown comes alive. Imagine going downtown on a regular Friday. It's fun. It's lively. This is that just elevated a little bit more. You feel a little fancy. You're going to see art.
Yes.
But it's very low key still. It's just fun. There's going to be like music on the sidewalks. There's usually a little market in the middle of the street. The old city comes alive for sure. When Visit Knoxville is poppin'. They usually have stuff going on as well. The art market downtown. But start at the 100 block, head through the old city. That's going to be your best course of action, I think.
You can make a whole evening of it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Start right after work, come down whenever you're done.
They
usually close up around 9 or so. But then like downtown's still hopping after 9. So live your life.
Trust me, it's hopping well into the evening, and we like that. We're happy about that. Okay, so let's launch into some other events because I've got an open calendar this weekend.
Okay, wow, you're in for a treat, Robin.
Okay, what's up?
Because Saturday is the first Market Square Farmers Market of the season.
Okay, thank you, because I was wondering when do they crank back up? So this weekend, is
they're
it?
kicking it back off.
Okay,
and of course that's the best.
It is. I would agree with you.
That when I moved to Knoxville, one of the things that made me fall in love with Knoxville was the Saturday morning farmers market. And to this day, it's still like just fills me with butterflies.
It does. It went, my daughter recently married, but when she had just started dating this young man, we thought they were in for the weekend. What can we do? Let's go down to the farmer's market. Had the best time.
Of course you did.
Well, then his mom and dad come to Knoxville. They get engaged and, they're wanting to visit the town. Where do we take them? The farmer's market. And once again, they fell in love with it. You cannot not fall in love with that experience.
It's all the best things of Knoxville in one little morning.
Absolutely.
Get some brunch, grab a tomato, it's the best.
Make a salad for dinner.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you for clarifying when we start. Okay, so onward.
Okay. Also on Saturday, across the river, Mood Ring Vintage is putting on a vintage market inside Highwire Brewing. So that'll be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then speaking of markets, the next day on Sunday is one of my favorite markets of the year, which is the Retropolitan Craft Market at the Mill and Mine.
It is such a fun escape, if you will.
Yes.
I went, I guess, for the first time a couple of years ago. And I'm like, whoa, this exists?
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
They have a great lineup of vendors. They do a great job of getting like new people you haven't seen necessarily. Like, it's incredible.
So, okay, question.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with all that's going on? Because there is a lot going on. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know. So how do you all curate? Okay, this is going on, that's going on.
We are Knoxville nerds. Like, we've just like kind of I've crafted a very specific algorithm, for my personal feeds. We use Inside of Knoxville as a resource. They're another fabulous resource.
Yes.
But it is a lot of just kind of nerding out about Knoxville. We dive in, we figure it out. If there's something happening in Knoxville that I didn't know about, I get a little irritated. I'm like, how dare? What do you mean that happened?
The competition is rearing its head
right.
for sure. But it is it's a lot of work to do that, but it makes it easier for those of us who want the experiences but are too lazy or just don't know where to look to find these.
It is our pleasure. We love putting it on. We love telling everybody what's going on.
Okay, we're going to look ahead to next week, May 7th, because this one I'm loving. Bumps and Bubbles. This sounds like fun.
Yes. This is only our second time putting on this event. It is for pregnant moms because when I was pregnant a couple of years ago, I was like, wait, how do you even find mom friends? Let's kick it off ahead of time and get connected while we're not sleep deprived yet.
Exactly.
It's not, wrangling a toddler. So Bumps and Bubbles, it's at Monkey's Bar in the, the Old City, right next to Mill and Mine. We're going to give you a mocktail flight. They have, I'll go on record saying they have the best mocktails in town. It's a very curated mocktail menu. One of their bartenders is sober, so they're able to like really hone in the flavors and they take it really seriously.
Sure.
So we'll do a little mocktail flight for them to try out things. We have raffles to give away other gift cards to spot. I think we're going to give away a gift card to Mother Bar just because obviously.
Why not? Since it is Bumps and Bubbles.
And we're just going to find ways for you to commiserate and get excited, all the things that you feel when you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, you understand that it's the whole spectrum gambit of emotions that you have. It's really sweet and helpful to be able to talk to other people in the same boat about the different aches and pains and excitements and dreams and all the things that you're experiencing. So we'll have a safe, intentional, curated way to chat with other people in the same boat. You'll get to experience the mocktails. We'll have snacks for you, raffles, and then some fun little freebies for like prenatal yoga class and things like that. So hopefully it's a really fun evening out with other people in the same boat, and you can make some friends and just we always say we don't always say, I say, just because you're a mom, you don't have to like stop girls' night out,
Absolutely
and
not.
when you're pregnant, it's an extra. You're like, I can't even have a drink or anything. It's like, no, you can still go out, have a good time with your girls. So we're hoping to provide you an excuse to get out and enjoy the night in Knoxville.
Well, I think it sounds absolutely wonderful for those mamas out there who are looking for a little fun before they're going to be getting those 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock wake up calls in the form of crying baby for sure.
Yep.
But what else? What else can we just getting outside this weekend too? Just in general. It's going to be a nice weekend.
It is going to be a nice weekend. This is one of my favorite. I would say no. I love Christmas. This is one of my favorite times of year in Knoxville. There's just festivals every weekend, basically. I just left Matt, who's putting on Brewfest in a month or two. That's going to be a good kickoff to summer. There's live music all the time. It's the best time of year to be in Knoxville.
Lots to look forward to. Okay, so where can folks keep up with all the things going on in Knoxville.
Absolutely. Every single Monday, we post a This Week in Knoxville roundup, so you can plan out your whole week, get excited about certain things. That's at New 2 Knox, new number 2 Knox. We post that on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And then between Mondays, we're just exploring and bringing you along on all the fun things we're doing, the businesses that are opening up, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, your Instagram's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
All right, Emily, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
And that was our conversation with Emily Stooksbury of New to Knox. Once again, not a full 3 o'clock newscast on this Friday, but we want to keep you up to date on the weather, of course. So up next, meteorologists Todd Howell and Mike Simon, they are talking the forecast, blue moons, all that coming up in our 10 weather chat. Thanks so much for watching and have a great weekend.